Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Mateus, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to remove anything from your photos in Photoshop. Now, this can be anything from a person in the background to sometimes even entire buildings, so the range is pretty big. Now, we're primarily going to be doing this today using two tools, the Content Aware Fill and the Clone Stamp tool. Now, we're also going to be talking about some of the advantages and limitations of using these tools. Without further ado, let's head over to the computer and get started. Alright, so looking at this first example over here for the Content Aware Fill, we're gonna be removing these people over here on the street. So the first thing we're gonna want to do is be duplicating our layer. So to do this, we're gonna hit Control J or Command J if you're on a Mac. So on this top new layer now, we're gonna head over here to the left side of the screen and go to the lasso tool. And so now you're going to want to make a rough selection around what you want to remove. So in my case, these two people over here. And so now you know you've made your selection when you have these dotted lines around it. And so you're going to want to right click inside of your selection and find Fill. And that's going to open up this menu over here. And what you're going to want to do is go to the drop down and go to Content Aware. And all the settings by default should be okay. So you're just going to want to hit OK. And you'll see Photoshop did most of the work for us. So now all we have to do is deselect our selection we made by hitting Control D or Command D if you're on a Mac. So now we have our finished product. So now if you zoom in, you'll see that Photoshop wasn't perfect and they didn't get all the lines straight, for example, and that's about it really. Some of the colors are off. But we're going to figure out how to fix these small issues with our next tool, the Clone Stamp tool. So as you may have seen through that example, some of the major advantages of using the Content Aware Fill are that you don't have to be exact with your selection. Most of the time, you can just make a circle around where you want to remove, and that'll get the job done. Second of all, it's very easy to use. Sometimes the whole process could take up to seconds. And best of all, it could have amazing results. So I say you're better off using the Content Aware Fill, because if it doesn't have the results you want, you could always just undo. But some of the major disadvantages of the Content Aware Fill are that you're very limited to what you could actually use it on, because it works better on more simple backgrounds. So a quick tip before you head into the Clone Stamp tool. If you hold down Control and Alt on Windows or Control and Option on Mac and right click on any brush, you can quickly change the brush size and softness without having to go into any menu. But let's get right back into the Clone Stamp tool. So for the Clone Stamp tool, we're going to be looking at this example of two people doing yoga. We're going to see if we could remove the woman from this photo using the Clone Stamp tool. Like our last photo, we're going to start by duplicating the layer using Command Control J. You can find the Clone Stamp tool on the left side of the screen over here, or by clicking S on your keyboard, which is a shortcut. Now you'll notice that the Clone Stamp tool is a brush, meaning we can paint with it. So to use it, we press Alt on our keyboard, and now we could pick something from the background and we could draw with it. And now if I start drawing with it, you'll notice that on the left side of the screen I could see where it's pulling the image from. And now I could just draw over it like that. It's perfect for horizons or lines where we could just drag from others. See it right here. And so you're just going to want to keep clicking Alt and selecting what you're going to want to paint with, and then just painting over what you want to remove. And if you mess up, just press Control D or Control Z to undo. And there we go. Now if we click the eyeball to the right, we can see what the before and after looks like. And I think we did a pretty good job. So looking at the Clone Stamp tool, you may have seen that it's a very powerful tool, and you have a lot more control and freedom than with other things like the Content Aware Fill. But some of its limitations are that you're limited to patterns you could take from photos. So if you have a photo that has very few patterns in the background, your photo could end up looking fake because there's too many repeating patterns. Overall, you can do a lot with these tools in Photoshop. and the content-aware fill and clone stamp tools are used even by professionals in their day-to-day. And with creativity, you can start to take on a lot more ambitious projects and make them look a lot more realistic. I urge you to practice with these tools whenever you get the chance, because like anything, they do take time to get the hang of. But that'll do it for this video. I hope you got the chance to learn something new, and if you enjoyed, consider leaving a like or sharing. But anyways, till next time.